But I think Manchin's not done with politics. He just wants to see it improve, and honestly, he's got a great point there.
I wondered whether he was telegraphing to me that the numerous times I had to talk to him, especially since he made up his mind that he wasn't going to run for re-election, about the type of candidate he might have been.
Take a stand, everybody, take money, walk this road together through the storm, stormy weather, cold.
And those that are working every day, there's more opportunities, more benefits, this and that. That is what that's the perception, and they feel very strongly. And that is why you saw this mad shift back to where it headed.
Clean hair follicle test for almost 5 months again. I messed up on my birthday because they didn't give me my money to go see my daughter in a car or anything productive. Again. I'm not doing that because they blocked all my friends on Facebook that don't do drugs as people. I've been getting stalked. Yeah, I talked to them like my other family members and leave voicemails. It's called truncated emails. They leave, no, you can do it in virtual reality. It's messed up if you're a good hacker. Synthesize voices, new voicemails for them, acting like it's my son, calling them, leaving a voicemail for other people, like he hates his mom and she blamed him for something, or I can't explain what they did, but whatever it is, it's not real on the ground, it's just real to the virtual reality world up here, where I'm not at. And they'll be doing it, and I'll be hearing myself, Mom, to my computer or whatever, and they're yelling at somebody else who's not his mom, doing whatever they're looking at. They want to call me crazy, that's fine, but, it's my friend's drone that sent me what they sent me to make me like this, and it's making a lot of money, and then they kill them. And now I can't prove that that's what happened, or something. I think they killed them. I think they died somewhere.
The military and our farmers, and it's a shame.
Yeah. It's interesting, Bob, because even on the Republicans, I talked to Chippewa, the Texas congressman, who's very worried about the narrowness of the Republican hold on the House, and that will revisit a lot of problems we've already seen. And this is from Chippewa earlier today. In the House, you'll have the minutes of majorities to try to move forward. You're sound worried.
Well, yes, we're going to have a very thin majority in the House. It looks like we're staring at about a 220 to 215 majority, with Matt Gaetz out being for 219 to 215.
Are we going to revisit some more problems?
Even though they had very strong majorities, the same thing for Trump now. Very small majorities, especially the House bill. I mean, listen, with this tax bill and extending tax cuts, I know they're going to try to go through reconciliation, which is an insider game. But hurting tax in the House is very difficult. In this Congress, it can be very difficult. Honestly, I can see that not working. Republicans would be wise to do something that Democrats didn't do 4 years ago. Lower expectations. This is going to be difficult. Governing this hard. The House is going to be a major problem. And
Well, honey, she'll be back by 4.
Okay, Mom. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
No, I never got to buy something online like other people. You have to order from their phone because somebody attaches an some credit card to it. Yeah, they're too busy paying the people that do drugs to set me up. Yeah, those hair extensions and nails that everybody got, supposedly. And eyelashes. Yeah, well, I'm the one that does hair extensions and eyelashes and nails. but everybody else got them, but not me. So while I'm cleaning silver down here on the ground, these people that do drugs on the ground every day log into something with somebody I can't talk about. I guess, yeah, maybe it is my fault because I wouldn't log into it with him because he's not my boyfriend and he does porn. I didn't want nothing to do with what they do on that Apple laptop that is a traveling salesman guy's laptop connected to somebody else's, which is the software that I got permission for the develop mixed with a bunch of other stuff to not call me a nose picker / porn star on my Facebook page. When I don't even know who you are because it opens a page up and I read the stuff and then I write a response and then it closes it and I can't see those responses anymore. But I'll push a different picture and I see some other guy that was my friend that I don't really know in real life. He's all, I don't get it. I'm like, you don't get what? Like, it was just a cute picture and maybe what I wrote didn't really make sense necessarily, but he wasn't talking about what I wrote. He was talking about what they were saying that he was reading that I couldn't see because they're not my friends. But yet they're able to compliment on my picture. Go somewhere different. No, man, they gang stalked me big time. They wrote stuff on my daughter's Snapchat, on her Facebook. They filed reports up here because they're listening to what people are saying in an alternate universe as a setup to get my money because of what they did to me. It's a $1 billion company that I started by myself with no one. I was not friends with the people who had the drone at the time because they thought I was a two-faced lying cunt who was named LaShawn, who died in a motorcycle accident in Arizona, who was never my business partner. I just called him that because I thought that's who I was dealing with up there on my computer. Because he was a master manipulator behind the computer on Bamboo Day, turning that whole room of thugs against me, it seemed like. And then my best friend tells me that he or the guy next to me clicked me over to be on his team virtually, and I felt a click in my head or heard it in my earphone. You know what I mean? No? They told me to make popovers because I'm hungry. So I decided to bring the laptop in here so you could see something different once, I guess. I am a normal human being. I'm just disabled because of what they did to me with the drone. Because I can't. It's like, I can't explain it, but I can't retain what you're saying to me in real life. No, I know how to like drive and talk to another human being, but I forget, like, it's like temporary memory loss. Kind of. Sort of. Right, so when I go back and rewatch these videos, I don't remember anything I said in the videos hardly ever, unless there's like a big momentous thing. And there's this algorithm called Pi, and it's what's in your brain, sorta, and it's all the moments momentous and mundane that you have had in your mind from growing up from a kid all the way to an adult. And the older you get, your childhood memories go away eventually, right? And then it just sticks, like the more traumatizing ones, and then the really good ones, like the little things in between kind of go away, and you forget like why you love somebody or why you cared about somebody or whatever. And in tyranny, in the end times, they say that there's an availability to go in and take those memories out and make you hate somebody that you're not supposed to be hating. Between writing stuff on their Facebook and gang stalking them, right? So just imagine this. Imagine you're a criminal, right? Okay, let's say you stole a car, but you didn't get caught for it. But later on that year, you got in trouble for selling crank. So you go to jail. You're now in the system. They're allowed to watch you appear for the crank cells in Portland. That's what they do. All right. Well, if they want to criminally or federally investigate your brainstems, or maybe you decided to sign on to be a paid informant, they just might get a hold of our pi algorithm up here and know that you stole a car because it's in your synapse shots. It's like literally like a 3-second picture or video of a memory that was scary or exciting or sad or whatever that's in your brainstem, in your mind. And certain people that are really, really rich from a different country, they can actually see the videos up there in the FBI land. Other people can read your thoughts. So if somebody in front of you brings up something traumatizing, like, hey, bro, did you jack my car? You'd be like, no, man, I did it. It wasn't me. But your brainstems automatically say, yes, I did. So they would know that you did. I don't have any bad synapse shots in my brainstems of anything criminal that I've done or to hurt anybody else either my whole entire life. And I can't lie because they are in my head and they can hear me. Like when I start to think about how to cheat the system or whatever, how to get more Social Security or whatever, or maybe like, well, maybe if I tell them this, they'll feel sorry for me. Like I automatically feel guilty because it's not the truth, because they're making me feel guilty because they want me to keep being honest Abe or whatever over there. I mean, this is just a hypothetical situation. Right. But your 3-second MOVs are not on real people anymore, sir. They're on fake Robotron people from an alternate dimension that were literally paid to set me up to get these charges off somebody different. Because somewhere along the line, there was a dirty either FBI agent or a cop or something that lost his job for whatever he was doing dirty or playing both sides of the fence. And it had something to do with somebody I know. And so the only way that he can get paid on the ground is through some scandalous ass shit because of who he's connected to. So whoever he's connected to has to be innocent to be able to keep his job on the ground that's feeding his table up here. On the ground over there. But on the ground over there, he doesn't necessarily know what he's doing up there. Or that he's connected to Tiffany too. And he's looking back at Tiffany like, I'm doing what they're doing over there on purpose with an evil eye to get my money that I made on the ground, starting this company because of what happened to me when they sent me the bodies in the first place. They didn't send me the bodies in the first place. Yeah, they sent them to me because they thought I was a guy or a girl that had been a paid informant before and was turning people in or playing both sides of the fence, or who I was connected to was back when I did drugs in Oregon, when they were just making it legal to be able to pay attention to certain things outside, like drug sales outside or any crime outside from the sky cams can record you on the ground outside, and you can go to prison for what you've done outside. Like, hands down, it doesn't matter. You can go to prison if you get caught outside doing something outside in Portland. Now, but anyways, forgot where I was going with that. It's called upper echelon. And the algorithm has been in play for a long time in collegiate schools. It's called pi, basically. Yeah, and it looks like a cursive R, or tabernacles. Problem with the pi thing is that only one person can hold your innocence or guilt in their brainstem at a time. But yet you can have a whole bunch of other people spreading rumors, getting the majority vote to vote against you or whatever. All because, why? Because they're scandalous? Because they're scared to death? Because they're being blackmailed by the cop or whoever it is that knows that they did something wrong and didn't get caught, or maybe they got bailed out and they're on the run. It's pretty scary, man. Yeah, well, my friends told me they didn't know I was a mom. They didn't think I'd ever get in trouble. And if they forced something through to the judges, that Tiffany with vitiligo, tall and skinny, this was 3 years ago, threw a gun away. And that's all they said. But then I heard about some bad stuff that happened with a bunch of guns and a bunch of things. Yeah. So when I'm screaming, shut it off, shut it off, shut it off, and my mom calls 911, the cops get here first. Ask her if I have any weapons for some reason. And then they make me go to the hospital because I walked out the back door. I was like, I'm not going to the hospital. I'm not going to jail. Like, I was scared shitless to see the cops because my mom's called 911 3 or 4 times because of what has happened to me on the ground physically and my mind because of what they did to my brain. And it always the ambulance. It's never the cops, but it was a cop and he did not look happy. And I walked out the back door scared. And then he's all, hey. And I stopped and I turned around. He's all, get back here. I was like, okay. So I came back in. I sat down on a chair and he's like, you need to go to the hospital. I was like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I'm not screaming anymore. I'm fine. Thinking in my head, I don't want to go to jail. I didn't do whatever they said. I didn't throw that gun away. Anyway, they strapped me to a gurney like I was a crazy person. Like they literally, like, imagine you just stabbed somebody or you shot somebody or like you did something really bad and they don't want you to abscond or get away or whatever. It was like they were arresting me, taking me to the hospital. I was bawling my fucking eyes out. I was literally screaming, Mommy, please don't let them take me. Please don't let them take me. Afraid to death because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if they were taking me to the hospital. I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe they were taking me to jail. I didn't know because I don't know what their police reports say because the FBI people or the DEA people or the cops on the ground wouldn't send me the cop notes or whatever it was that made them question if I had a weapon or not. I'm not Black Tanika, who's been in prison before, who also didn't do nothing wrong. That weapon that she got arrested for was not her weapon. It was Scrappy's. It wasn't mine either. Which is not the weapon that they were saying I threw away. This weapon throwaway thing was from 3 years ago, back when I started Criminal Mafia with that black and white picture that says, I am not the rodent to be hunted. I didn't see anything. I didn't throw anything away. I didn't run to non-extradition either. Arizona, where they can't extradite you if you've hurt somebody or did something wrong, unless it's a capital murder or something like that. And snitching on a snitch is still a snitch. But I didn't even know who the snitch was or the rat or who's been in trouble because I had criminals around me all the time, but they didn't ever talk about any crimes they've done because all I did was sit in my room on my bed, lulled out from whatever they'd put me into before that, attached to somebody different. I missed out on 3 years of my baby girl growing up, sitting on the bed, staring at piles of clothes, hating my life, because I literally just went from being in a relationship for 14 years, common law married, to my daughter's dad when she was 7, right? I was a stay-at-home mom. My mom lived there, and it was a beautiful life, but it was time to break up. He met somebody else, and they moved in together, and they're still together, and she's the best stepmom to my baby girl ever. But my baby girl loved me just like any baby girl would have. But when he moved in with her, me and my mom were homeless. We didn't have anywhere to go. So we were homeless on streets. And while I met some young guy, 25-year-old, handsome, whatever, and I started doing drugs. And I got involved in the drug life and I got my own apartment. And then whatever happened up here or whatever they did over there, they did something to my brainstem over there because I was on drugs, I guess. Or maybe it was who was around me. I don't know. Maybe they were federally investigating other people around me. But the point is, like, I sat there on my bed every day, depressed, hating my life because I missed my kids. I missed being safe. I missed not being jacked every day. Every time I turn around, a different power tool's missing. Like, I never stole from people. I paid for my drugs when I was a drug addict. I was a good person. Everybody that came over there loved me. A fake love, but still. But every time I turn around, there's another thing missing. There's another thing missing. There's another thing missing. And the person that I was attached to at that house was a jealous psychopath keeping me entrapped there so that they could keep doing the Game of Thrones through my brainstems or whatever it wasn't. He popped my tires, he keyed my car, he stole my car, he stole my phone, he stole my laptop. Like, he was schizophrenic. I was not the schizophrenic one doing whatever they accused me of doing. That was someone else. I don't know if it was him because I don't know what they actually accused me of doing, what's in these reports, because they won't send it to me. But anyway, the point is yeah, I'm traumatized from then. I'm a good fucking person, dude. I've never been a fucking bitch. And it's like they're talking through my mouth in virtual reality from a drone. But like I know it's like I try to picture it. I'm like, so what? They're like drones like what this big? So I got like a bunch of little teeny tiny people in a drone just talking on a computer to a drone to Tiff's mouth. Don't make no sense. But anyway, the point is that the people that did drugs in Portland that were my fake love friends all know that I'm not crazy. They're not used to people talking out of their mouth necessarily, but they know I'm not crazy. But yet I can't talk to any of those people because I'm leading by example, staying clean and sober to work for my company while everybody else gets paid that does drugs to set me up for whatever they're saying. That knows about the game. At least that's what they're saying through my mouth because I can't see that they got paid and I would never ask them if they got paid. And I think that was tequila and Hennessy mixed together. Yeah, well, no, it's just not really. Oh, I filled out DEA reports. I'm okay, put me in the system like somebody who got arrested, so you can listen to my ears or look through my eyes or whatever, or however this works. Because when you've been in trouble, they can listen through your ears, I guess. And they may or may not be able to look through your eyes up here or something. They might just come over here on the lines or whatever and look down maybe. I'm not sure how it works because I'm not them, but anyway, the point is that I do have people looking through my eyes, I'm pretty sure, because they're talking through my mouth. Which is something that most people will not ever say is a factual thing that's possible. And I couldn't even imagine the FBI people. Like, it's just hard to say how crazy it is to have a DEA or an FBI person listen to your thoughts up here in an environment that's not there. It's one thing to listen to what you're saying out loud on your phone, but to be able to listen to the thoughts that you have in your head or what you're saying out loud of your mouth without a phone anywhere. And I'm connected all around the United States. I had to tell them to take my helmet off so we didn't fry on that side. But I'm just schizophrenic, right? Multiple profile disorder. You know what a profile is? No? Okay. Well, we won't get into that. Yeah, well, Tiffany didn't do that. And neither did they. In the last 2.5, 3 years since they put the bodies through me, or whatever they're saying they think that I might have done or these people may have done, including my family members, they're not right. What I said to my judges in Vancouver, Washington was, me and my son are not him and his son or her and her son that were involved in something, or their dad or whoever it is. They just used the shit out of me because I didn't know about the game. Everybody else who played over there all did drugs. They all knew about the game, and they were all involved with the law enforcement, helping them get off their charges or whatever. They just used me, man. They just used me because I was clean and sober, covering up their drug use. But I didn't know that because I'm in Washington State, and nobody else knew that either because they were stuck in Oregon. I'm not the one who... The worst thing I did was tag my daughter in a sad Mother's Day post that I sent to the police over there on their Facebook. Because like when you're distraught and you can't get a hold of your loved ones and it's Mother's Day and you're being told that your daughter fucking hates you because of what the fuck they've said to her on her Facebook or her Snapchat talking about like I'm her dad or I'm somebody else, like her brother, or maybe she got a fucking voicemail. Like, so this is me, I hate your mom. But don't ever talk about it. Don't bring it up in front of me. Just let it be known your mom is not loved by me anymore because of whatever this report is or whatever it is that they're saying. Which is the feeling that I get, sort of. I mean, when I see her, she gives me a hug. But that's it. She doesn't talk to me the rest of the time we're there until it's time to leave, and then I give her a hug. You know how fucking depressing that is, dude? Before I got off drugs, every time I would go to her house, she was, we, like I said 1,000 times, we'd dance in the kitchen, we'd go to the store, I'd buy her food, I'd buy her snacks. Like, she loved her mom. She missed her mom being in her life way more than she was. But she wasn't because she was a drug addict and or she didn't have a car because they were too busy popping tires, stealing it, and la 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 la. And now she doesn't like me because of you guys? Sorry, it started off as like, yeah, we're going to make breakfast. I guess we're out. Yeah, but your people aren't on the ground, dude. Your people are up here. As far as we can tell, unless they work for them, whoever the big people are, like the CIA people, you can't touch ground and talk out of someone's mouth on the ground and see through their eyes on the ground and see our universe or other people's at the same time. At all. You're talking to someone on someone's head that does not know on the ground that either they're in here or that whatever you're saying, or else people would have called me already. You know how many sad like judges and cops and different people that have come through here and be like, I saw them set you up, I heard them admit it, can't get to their bodies on the ground or whatever to call me and see if they can help me on the ground. Nobody can. And it technically it is supposed to be that way for investigations or whatever, but it's just sad, man. It's just sad, dude. It's sad. It's sad. It's fucking sad. I didn't make that report. I'm not the one who filled out that report. That was somebody up here trying to get me back for whatever they were saying that guy did to that person. That is not my fucking family, dude. But I'm not that guy. So why are they sitting here saying, oh, look what she did to that person? I'm like, bruh, that's a guy, not Tiffany. She doesn't even know that person. And then they switch it into being about somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. Because you put him through me to what? Get him a union job or? Does he have Hep C? Does he need to take HPV medicine? Is that the needle you show me floating around all the time? Sticking up for me in secret code mode? Red eyes. Nothing, man. It's like she did everything right. She not this one. That one did everything right. She called the cops. She told them what happened. They didn't believe her at all because of how many reports they've gotten that it was something different. But it was against this one, which is not Tiffany either. It's Rachel. Right, Rachel, the single mom where the cops got called to her house and they let her go because she was a single mom. Probably on 911, just like when the cops came to my house to check on me if I really committed suicide, when I staged it to see if you guys were real, if the voices were real, that I was hearing talking shit to me and also loving me at the same time in Oregon. And then you guys come to the door and my nephew answers and I can hear Emily up there talking too about it because she's the one that called the police, but not the Emily on the ground, the UE member, man. It's like angel people. Like angel people, like versions of you or somebody else looking out for you. Right. So Rachel didn't get arrested because they were using her body illegally or whatever it was, or maybe they had her on my head or whatever. I don't think the cops went to her house on the ground at all. But Rachel didn't do shit. Morrow. I don't think she even know. Yeah, well, she was against me because she had him driving her train, not understanding that Tiffany wasn't fucking Sarah over there, choosing her boyfriend over her kids in here in an alternate reality, or any other mom pinging off my brain. When I'm sitting down here having no clue that that's what's going on, waiting to get my money from them, my settlement statement from them because of what they did to me, and they're benefiting off of it so that I can be a better mom to my baby girl on the ground, who I already missed out on 3 years of her life pretty much. Now it's another fucking 3 years. I've literally seen her on holidays. And now she hates me? My son loves the shit out of me, dude. He didn't fucking leave that voicemail. He did. And he admitted it already. Everyone that set me up here has already admitted it. Like, hands down admitted it. The 3 people that don't have the matching parole officer, right, all you got to do is put a helmet on them and then you ask them a fucking question. You have somebody listen to their thought process, bro. It's not that fucking hard.
It's not that hard, bro. They shed their skin through me. That's why I know it's possible. And their skin is their angel wing parole officer or whatever. Somebody that's supposed to be looking out for them or keeping them on the right track in angel land. All the people, bless El Jefe. So sorry. Yeah, well, yeah. And then the judges over here, they come over here and they find out, they see this $1 million settlement statement or whatever, or $7 million or whatever this is, which really comes out to be like $7,000 a month if she's not on drugs and only drinks like every once in a while. They're like, oh, okay, I see why they did it. Like, you can, I mean, and so that's why I wrote the CIA. I'm like, look, I can't really tell if the FBI betrayed me or if they can't, whatever, you know what I mean? I'm like, so can you please take me under your CIA wing and realize that this isn't just Oregon fighting against Washington, against Arizona, or whatever they're doing. Everybody took turns in lying and sticking up for me and then turning around and saying that I'm schizophrenic because of what they're saying up here. Or when they're trying to solve cases in my face, and it does sound crazy when somebody comes down and says some crazy ass shit out of your mouth, like, he's gonna la 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 la, or I'm gonna la 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 la, in somebody else's body up here to set them up, not knowing they're talking out of a female's voice on the ground and not that guy's. Virtual reality porn's illegal, especially doing it with somebody who ain't your fucking wife on the ground, ninja. Especially if they got kids. I ain't nobody's girlfriend, ain't nobody's wife, ain't nobody's B-word. I'm by myself. I have not had a boyfriend since Adam Dyer, which was the first year, like 2018, 2019. That's the last time I had a boyfriend. Because none of those people were good enough to be the parent or step parent to my kids, dude. That's why I said, like, I did do drugs, but I didn't plan on staying doing drugs. Like, it was a temporary setback in my life. Like, I was not raised as somebody who can be a meth head. They are so ruthless and scandalous, and it's bad for your body. It's bad for you. Like, it's just not my thing. I'm a Christian. I knew it was wrong to do drugs, but I also knew I was severely depressed because I didn't know how to be anything else besides a wife and a fucking mom to my daughter, Soraya, my stepson, and my older son who had ran away then, in a safe environment where my boyfriend, husband, fiance comes home to me every day and we cook, we clean, we are a family, dude. I literally went from that life to homeless on the streets doing meth. Where some crazy girl drops me off at the store. I have to literally go find a pimp on the streets of Salem to stand with because she took off with my purse and my phone in the middle of Salem. And then we're walking down the street going to probably get drugs or something. I have no idea what we're doing. But anyway, the cops light us up because we're in a bad neighborhood or something. We're walking through a park too late. And he takes off running. And I can't run for nothing. And so the cops catch me. And they pat me down and they run my name. And they're like, what are you doing here? Like, they could tell I was a good person, that I didn't belong there. I was like, and I told them my story, sort of. And they were like, whoa, that's pretty fucked up. All right, so then they put cuffs on me, and I was like, they're like, don't worry, we're just taking you back to the store. This is protocol. You're not really supposed to do this. You're not supposed to be over here by yourself. So they took me back to Walmart where the pimp was at and dropped me off. That's the only fucking time I've ever been in handcuffs, man. I didn't do what the fuck these people have said to the FBI, to the DEA, to anybody. And neither did my fucking son. Whoever my son is that you're saying is my son or her son or his son or their son, they didn't do that either. They switched the names in the syndicate to match certain fucking people up here. Our babies were never fucking hurt by this nigga. And that's a black guy saying that out of my mouth. Sorry. Oh, you guys will hardly ever be able to watch this and see who's in my face because technically they're not where you can see them. They're not actually looking through my eyes. They're either on my head or facing the other direction. And if you can see them, well, it's going to talk out of your mouth too, probably. And ain't nothing funnier than watching yourself be in somebody's body like Tiffany's, sticking up for her, and she feels your facial expression code, but she doesn't know who you are, knowing that you were her enemy at one point, and you come back down, or you're watching a video, and you're like, what the? I didn't stick up for her. Okay, maybe I did. Because when you're with me, you're one with me. Your brain stems know for a fact I'm innocent, and you can usually see who's guilty if they're close enough. But they're all on timers in this stupid game, so they come out, they do their job, and then they have to start over again, not knowing what they did the time before that. So go cross them. You can't function. You took the milk out and put it back away. It was a feds drone, okay? A feds drone. Like, they've been to the feds before and they're paid informants or something. It was right when they were just making it legal to record what you do outside. Or maybe it was a year later, because I can't even tell now if another year went by after Bootstrap told me to leave by the first of the year or not. Whoa. Because everybody was going to want to kill me. Just all those voices I kept hearing. If you look at my poetry or whatever up there, it's called, that's not Tiffany's sign-up shot, that's his though. And it's not even of something on the ground. It's something he saw up here with brain stems mixed with the wrong people. Right. Because none of them wanted to get in trouble for whatever it looked like was happening in real life. Or they just didn't want the memory of it in their OGent. Because say you're strapped up with a killer, right? Okay, well his memory and his pie chart is up here, and then everybody's gonna treat you like that guy. And everybody else on your chain, because it's a chain of 5, but it's a chain just for people who've been in trouble before. Not for people like me, who's a mom who did not play the stupid game, and it was not their girlfriend or wife. Yeah, they said there goes our insurance policy and all that. Actually, there couldn't be an insurance policy if you did drugs. It wasn't like me by myself. It was a combination of me mixed with someone else, I think. Or maybe it wasn't even me. It was someone else in my head. Looking out for somebody. Right, and then if like I text somebody, the hackers, the good ones, they can reroute the phone number because all text message on a cell phone has to go through the lines up here, or through the internet, especially on my phone because it's on my internet and they're all connected to my internet. But anyways, can reroute the text message to not get to the person on the ground so you feel denied all the time or something like that. Or you can be something different and be like, don't write her back, because you can change their mind really quick if you're a certain kind of person to not respond. Like, I love you too, real quick, because it'll make them look like a liar at that point or something different. Because it's good for scandalous people to turn people in or something like that, I think, or whatever. But it's not good for my situation. It's good for a lot of stuff, but it's not good for whatever. I don't even believe in turning people in. I mean, I believe in current events, like if investigations, by all means, don't break the law, dummy. You know what I mean? But I also know that I have a kid who's been in trouble before, and I don't want them watching, listening, recording, and writing down just because I was connected to a narc and then trying to set them up for something that somebody else did to get it off them, even temporarily, so that the cop notes up here don't have judgment on him when he goes and gets in trouble again or is in jail, because they don't necessarily know that what they're reading isn't the truth necessarily. In my brain anyway, because I don't know if even any of these reports that are made were even about me, man. That's just what they're saying, why they won't give me my money. Yeah, well, these people did not make this money on the ground. They made it on line one, and they wouldn't have been in here unless I didn't employ them to be in here through this person who didn't even know it was me on the ground. She thought it was Rachel or whoever that is on the ground. Otherwise, in here. Yeah, somebody said something really traumatizing up through my mouth or whatever, and it's in one of my momentus mundane or whatever. It was bad what they said. And if you were to be watching me or hearing me say it, you'd be like, what the? I mean, it's basically like, I murdered somebody out loud or something weird like that, or something very descriptive and just not something a girl would ever say. And they keep it in their head. They're like, oh my God, she's schizo. But they weren't trying to say it out of my mouth. They were trying to say it out of his mouth. They think I'm him. Whoever this dude is, it's always on the run, man. Can't do that. Can't do that one. That's not him. That's somebody else. That poor sad face, dude. He's got kids in his Ojin. No, he's like pouting like he's a little kid in my face, man. I can't hear what he's saying at all, but he's just never in a safe place. That's not that. Right, get up under it, and then you see it, and you're like, okay, that's not what that was. That was adult stuff or something. Yeah, but watching porn one is the worst. Because they can make it look like something different here. It's gross. It's gross. It's gross. Tony's all guilty. Tony's all guilty. Right, and I message a couple of my friends. I'm like, hey, can I have your phone number? As a reference, I'm applying for a job at the FBI office. Or front desk receptionist or something, or whatever, or maybe I was a DEA, and they write me back a frowny face, or what the fuck, WTF. I'm all, okay, that's kind of fucked up, but all right, never mind, besties. Didn't mean to bring up some cool thing like I'm trying to get a job. It was what I'm saying. The responses that I get back when I write my friends does not make sense to what I sent them, because they're attached to what I'm sending. Or they had already sent something different that they didn't see yet, but they opened it up when I sent it. In front of it or after it. It's called gang stalking. And it's through the Portland hub of whatever the fake FBI game is over there. And it's been in effect for 14 years, man. Not the way it is now, but it's been around through Facebook. Right, Facebook page wall phone number. It's the FBI's way of doing background checks quickly. Right. And then you find out how fucked you really are when they take your good mom, I've been a family member or whatever off the internet. And they don't show you being a mom on any of these things. And all your friends blocked you, so you're not even tagged in any of your baby girl growing up with your friends, raising them together and all this. I mean, it is so bad, dude. It's so bad. I can't even tell you how annoying it isn't. It's so bad, dude. That's just it. I don't even know if it's on the ground. It might just be on line one what I'm seeing. It's like every single thing that I've said, they took it up on the opposite side and made a report that I'm saying the opposite. Or if somebody did say something stupid out of my mouth because they had a different person's body on or whatever, and they were trying to set them up or make fault for someone different because they couldn't see split screen and realize that I'm not up here, they take it like, oh, that's what she did. I knew it. I didn't kill nobody, dude. And I don't even know if I was falsely accused of anything because I haven't seen the stupid report that you're talking about. I know there's a closed file somewhere over here, and I know there's probably a closed file somewhere over there that I'm supposed to go get maybe if I ever have a car, but I can't get it because, well, they won't give me my money for a car, and my mom won't drive me there to get this report. And I am scared, sort of, but not really. You know what I'm scared of? I'm scared to get the report and be like, oh, there was an anonymous tip. Yeah. Let me start making some anonymous tips. But the thing is, the anonymous tips were not made on the ground. So if the FBI tries to investigate it, they can't see. It looks like it came from me, kind of, or somebody else's thing, dude. It's just, they're not verifiable on the ground is all it is. Unless it's the FBI listening in because I called them, listening to them solve cases in my thing, saying, yeah, okay, that's not what that is. That's somebody on the ground doing normal things, looking like that to somebody different, sounding crazy. Until they sit in my body and solve cases because they saw themselves doing something they didn't do either. Cheat on their husband or sign a document that they didn't sign. In real life on the ground. Right, Rachel comes over and she's like, oh, we all collectively decided. What do you mean? Because you guys got my money up here? Yeah, I knew it. Because they think I'm him, the one that the bad guys that the syndicates are paying to set me up. But the syndicates cannot, the UE people that are good people that don't do drugs and probably never been in trouble or whatever, they can't usually get to where the syndicates are because it's underground. And it's just the way that it's been done for a long time. And then a lot of them are too scared to because they don't want to get stuck over there. 20's lying on our Facebook up here. It's not 20 writing that bad stuff. Whoever that is. Opposite day or something. Right, they're like, yeah, we seen something. No, you didn't see nothing. You saw a sign-up shot of somebody else doing something, man. They made it look like that on purpose. Because in a different country, okay, they're way more advanced than we are in their freaking virtual reality shit. I don't know if you guys have ever watched anybody play a video game before, but like, you know, you could pick Mario or the kart or whatever, the Luigi guy. Well, just imagine if like you could upload pictures of your friends with you. To a hacked video game system and then drive their train with your eyes and your little Wii handles. So like you could see like a gun sticking out with a silencer tip, but you can see yourself in the review and you're Rachel or Tiffany and you got all your friends in there and you're all gangstered up, or maybe you're, I don't know, man, maybe you're trying to teach the word of God or something. You find a picture of a judge or a chief of staff and you upload it to get them back because you were told that they had your back and then they didn't because they were too embarrassed. And then they get a flyer at work. They said that's a federal offense. I was like, and what do you think it is that they did to me? You're not allowed to use FBI frequency codes, even from a different country, to hurt somebody who's never been in trouble. And once she reported it, even though she called, she was like, yeah, Oregon was mad because she said she lived at Sal's part-time and was homeless, but she was saying that because the game was from Portland. If she told him she lived here in Vancouver, first of all, this guy would have got arrested up here, which he was afraid of it, I guess, but they would have sent the call to Seattle, the report that she was calling to the FBI, and nobody wants to deal with it because it's just annoying. But anyways, they were mad at her for lying, but they also thought Sal had a restraining order against Tiffany and she wasn't allowed over there. It wasn't against Tiffany. It was against, I have not the answers in which you seek, that may or may not be the owner of the drone now. I'm not sure. The one who gave me a syndicate that they controlled up here to blame me for everything that went wrong. And get all my money, all my credit, and everything, while 3 of them did drugs the whole time. And no, they don't know they're in here. Or weren't, they didn't know they were in here. They thought it was somebody else. I don't know. Oh, it's like I'm standing over an oven. It's like 475. I'm sweating my butt off. Right, and then they're sitting here telling me, like I'm hearing them up here, and they're like, "Oh, Tiffany's getting kicked out. I mean, it's really it's a guy, but or a registered felon now, and they're not allowed to live here." I'm like, that could actually go to the ground because you're saying it like that. Like, can you not say that, please? I'm a mom who's never been in trouble. You know, that talk shit to my family and friends like you're me or somebody else on Facebook or Snapchat or anything like that, just to fucking protect your dumbass self who didn't get the fucking hint when you got the FBI frequency code of, oh, don't fuck with this situation. And then they look back at me like I'm supposed to be the one not fucking with it. Because it's 3 eyes. It's like no matter what, it's like you don't win. Depending on who comes down here, the angel people are like, don't worry, I'll make sure somebody pays you, sweetheart. And I'm like, okay. But they are looking through somebody else's eyes at someone else that's not me. But it's me they're talking to. And maybe it's just because they're talking about up here where they're at in Angel Land. But it's some money should definitely be going to the ground for me. I can't tell you, man. It's just ridiculous, dude. None of us wanted to be rat tails for our friends or turn people in. So some of us did some, it's called the Black Cat Box, did some really, really dirty fighting. And they turned in some politicians and like they went to different states and different countries and like did some really heavy labor there and sold the folders. No, it was nothing that would hurt our country or our relationship with foreign nations or nothing. It was something to help. But the point is that was my people doing that. We've been working for 3 years. So 3 years in February that we've been working for this company or this program that Tiffany started by herself that they called an S corporation back then when they said Tiffany's feeding our table. And Sleeping Bear woke up to stocks and bonds. And there's 2 stocks and bonds. And I know that for a fact because somebody gave me 9 shares out of 21, which has something to do with it over there somehow. Shareholders or whatever. Or maybe that's slightly different. No, it's different. You know, Jack Sparrow, you know, his personality or whatever, every once in a while he'll roll through. Nothing. He's very, with his hands, just like doing funny stuff and saying certain things. It's just funny because I can feel his personality in me for 2 seconds, but it goes away. Right, so capital murder is what they told me I threw a gun away for, okay? And they said it's extraditable from even Arizona, meaning no matter what happens, I would not be able to get out of it. And after the Russian neighbor at AK's house years ago, when I first started doing drugs and met them, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe 6 years ago. I don't even know, man. Say 5 years ago, tried to citizens arrest me because he said on his security footage outside, he saw me running from his house, stealing his stuff. And at one point in the time, in the very beginning of the game, I was like, oh yeah, just show me running from the house. Like, I'm not telling on nobody. I thought it was a game, though. I didn't know that it was a legit thing, potentially, or at least it feels legit when you're in it, because I was not the one up here. And I also went to court for somebody with a UE member of my body saying, well, I must have did it because the voices in my head told me I did it and showed me pictures I did it. But I was kind of being a smart ass. And whatever it was, they were just supposed to roll it on to the next person to do that job of telling on someone. Does she have any weapons, Carol? Just a machete from a button cam. Mary Carlos is on house arrest right now. There's a memory up here of me and Mary we were parked in a parking lot and we were drinking. And I think that was before I ever even did drugs with that one. But anyway, not sure, maybe it wasn't. But the cops are getting gas and they recognized the car we were in, which is the same car that Brian Jokey got pulled over in. When we were pulled over, we were in a parking lot. He got arrested, went to prison. But anyways, we're sitting in the car and they pull up, or they walk over to us, and Mary's smarting off like, what do you want? Like, I don't have a license. Like, I don't know, like just being a bitch because I don't know. That's how Mary is. And I'm sitting here shooting the shit with the cool cop or whatever. And I seen a button camera on his thing. And I'm sitting here scared to death because I know for a fact there's a pipe under the seat. And I've never been in trouble before. And I've never been confronted by police except, well, they did come up to me once because I had a bad trip permit. But yeah, I was scared to death. And I'm just sitting there like nervous, but talking normal. And she's over there smarting off. And he's like, hey, you want to give me your machete right there attached to your purse there, Tiff? I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. And I handed it to him. I didn't know that it was illegal to carry a machete in the open, hanging off your purse for some reason. And I did, too, qualify for my concealed weapons permit. Thanks a lot. Background check or whatever. Yeah, well, the UE angel people say, was it? She's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Right, but not enough to get my money on the ground. But I also saved a lot of other people from going to prison or losing their jobs too. Or we did up here. Right. It's the worst possible chain you could have been connected to as a female. And she didn't get connected to that chain at first. It was once somebody else died, I think. Or something else weird happened. Probably a cheat code. Well, because they sent her bodies from a drone. And they were getting away with stuff. And that's just what it is, because if he didn't do that, he did. And he stuck up for Tiffany, so he's not punishable by law either in that regard. There's a little baby right there. Sun on its head. Yeah. They talk to me in my head like subliminal voices, which I think those are FBI. They talk to me in her ear, which is probably DEA. And then I hear big voices in the sky, which I don't know where they are, who they are at all. That just might be coming through the sound waves, probably. And then there's the see-through voices that I can't tell you. Those are something different. where you can see something see through come up and say something to you, like an angel or something, but it's not really there. Something like that's hard to explain. And there's the Feds district, where all the intimidation comes from. EA. Nothing. They just don't want to disconnect from their Playboy bunny. And one of them was too accused of that freaking protective custody kind of stuff, man. Which I keep saying CP'd up, but it's PC'd up. Or he went to prison for it. Yeah, or something. Maybe he didn't. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, he did tell me that story, but they didn't make it sound like you don't go for it. Yeah, but Tiffany's not guilty, man. This one is not Tiffany. This one is right here on the ground. I'm Tiffany. Oh, wait, split screen. I'm Tiffany. I have earrings on a black sweater. Okay, so that's not the same Tiffany. That one that's right here. So it's either Tiffany Welter or Tiffany or Tony Brown, probably. All of which are also innocent. They weren't set up. It was just me. Yeah, they said clear Tiffany Browning's record and Tiffany Welter's record before you clear your own, Portland. I'm gonna break your legs. They group people together too, like names and like drug affiliations or gangs or things eclectic. No, I've never been overseas, but I'm pretty sure I saw a black passport with my name on it. Or maybe it's blue. You know, my ID scanned something cool 2 years ago, but then they kicked me out because I didn't want to tell on the Capitol guy. Well, for once, against my religion, telling people, but for two, we were all too scared. Whoa, that was cool. Person sides me. My eyes are very sensitive to lights. If you ever rebuke that demon horse guy, gay porn demon, in church that hard, dude, that was tight. Because they said it was inappropriate on the outside. I just kept rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. Because that guy does not want people to know that he's gay or he's something else. You just gotta wait. Okay, you're supposed to get them on the front so it won't shave. But I don't care if they don't shave because I'm just getting butter. Don't just soften the crepes. It's 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of milk, and 2 eggs. You beat it really good, and you heat up the oven to like I do, like for. I do it. I think it's 475. I heat up the oven to 475, and then I put the muffin pans in. After I coat them in oil, and I put the muffin pans in and let it heat up while I'm beating the mixture. It's like a crepe mixture almost. And I forgot to add the sugar and salt because I always forget, but you're supposed to put a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt in it. And then after you take the pans back out and you pour the batter in the hot pans, it automatically starts cooking it right away. And you put it in the oven, and then you turn the dial down to like 425, and then you cook them for 15 minutes, depending on your elevation. And then your timer goes off, and you check them, and they should be raised up like muffins out of the pan by then. And then you turn it down to like 375 or maybe 350. And then you just kind of keep an eye on them. I just set the timer for 8 minutes, but my mom usually cooks them until they're dark brown, almost burnt, so that they hold their big puffed up shape. But I like them even if they flatten out, like because it's a big air bubble on the inside. And I just didn't mind them butter, but some people like to stuff them with meat or put jelly on it or something. Even more popovers. You can use the big, Dutch baby. Oh, you gotta have a solid pan for that one. You can use the 6 muffin pan for them too, I think, if I remember right. But Dutch babies are just as good. They're so good. Oh my gosh. You put butter on them too, and they're like crispy but grapey at the same time. And you can put mashed potatoes and gravy somewhere else. I miss my fucking kids, dude. I miss my daughter so much. Like, it's not even funny. I mean, just imagine being me, being told in your head by DEA and other people that you've been set up and they're not allowed to talk about it because they were led to believe something too, or whatever it is some secret, something you can't explain. And then they just make you look crazy by talking out your mouth or whatever. But it's just like, it's like once a decision is made in the DEA or the FBI about someone being a good or a bad person, it's like they just don't listen to you anymore. But I don't even know if it's me that they're not listening to or if it's him. Because I didn't get my money. But just imagine like somebody coming over here and be like, "Why are you doing that, Tiffany?" I'm not. That's not me. That's a guy doing that. Like, and the people looking out of my eyes can see a guy doing that with my name on, but the people that are seeing it are watching it from the sky cams, like they're outside, but they're not. They're inside somewhere else. It's either people normal doing stuff on the ground with a girl in their head, or something different. And me, or something else, man, or virtual reality stuff. I never arms against my religion. Having sex without being married against my religion. Yeah, I was able to think about it a few times, but I haven't in over years, so you know what? Virtual Seven's called. This isn't Facebook, it's YouTube. I've only had, I think, 3 people may or may not have done drugs in the past that I invited to watch it. The rest is just law enforcement and whoever they may or may not send it to. Cops, judges, FBI, DEA. Cops, judges, FBI, DEA, CIA. I didn't send it to Secret Service because you can't really talk to them. There's something secret. Homeland Security has gotten a few messages. Yeah, but when you know for a fact other nations are involved and it's all to keep the peace, because I'm, peace in the Middle East or whatever, and it's not that I'm up there doing it, but it makes me feel special to know that somebody from a different country was in love with my UE member and how beautiful of a human being she was. And she's got the same heart as I do, but she's never done drugs or anything. She's the one that comes down here and cries with me every time I start crying. And she's not the one that lost her kids in Ohio, but whoever she was attached to lost her kids in Ohio and on line 1 because of Rachel's attachment as a single mom over here to Gummy Bear, who was married to her up here and thought what they were doing in their secret room was private when it wasn't on this side, apparently. Or something.
Yeah, because these people all had landlines. All my friends had landlines. I didn't, and now that I do, it looks like they're ruining my life still. It said on my Facebook that I'm in a call with Katrina Hayward on my Savior Program Facebook. When I'm not in a call, I tried to block her and everything, and it still says ongoing call. It says, I'm all, what the hell, man? And I can't even like add a new account or try to log into my old account that I asked them to fix my password for. It sends me to Instagram. I add an account to your current Facebook, right? So I say add account, and it sends me to Instagram. Like, you want me to add an Instagram account to my Facebook? Like, why are you rerouting this to a different account? That's what I mean. I can't tell if it's them sticking up for me or if it's somebody else still involved and I'm not believing I'm innocent. Because these people have been here for a lot longer than the Seattle situation. It's been around for 15 years. This fuckery game, yeah, but it didn't start in Portland. It started somewhere south, I think. Or different countries. That is quiet. Bringing you in here so you can see what they look like when they first come out of the oven. So they're all puffed up, then they fall, so they look different after that. They're all funny shaped. But they're gone. And by the way, it wasn't really Rachel marrying Gallagher. It was somebody using her body on virtual reality mode. I think. Or her name. Maybe it's just her name. I don't know. I heard her voice code. Right. Ouch. Usually they're airy. Mine's not. Maybe I did something wrong. But ow! It's still on there. You're supposed to have thick cast iron pans. These recipes come back from back in the day when like muffin pans and skillets were cast iron. And it heats up, like stays heated up really well. You do not eat on TV. You look so gross. They're so rude, man. I can't even tell if they're talking to me half the time or not. Because they're very particular because they're over there reading mouths of people talking and they can see that I have a few missing teeth. Or maybe they're looking up closer with a microscope. Because mine broke off. The other one was pulled out when I was pregnant with my son Elijah. Ouch. And there's a couple people in here with knocked out teeth too, so I just need to learn how to be nice. Can't say no nice, can't say no. Ow, I went ow, let's just keep it in that one. Certain people have visits for like 2 seconds, then I'm standing the fingers of them because I'm not looking through my eyes over somewhere else.
go. Gun and camo, black on black, my strap matches my shoes. Up getting buck, I'm ammoed up with shots, so watch them lose. Comrades itching for them Benjis, posted up, they got my back. Neiman Beamers and then Benzies, toasted drips, we flipped the facts and Lambos. I'm a Ghost Rider. Clearly, you don't ever see a rapper that's a female unless she's selling her body, basically. But I lost all my 20 years of writings up here to these mother effers. I changed my password on my Google and took all my mom pictures out of Facebook and Google and everywhere else. Probably because my baby girl was so fucking cute that everybody fucking tried to adopt her all over the internet. And they didn't know where her mom was at. Looking over there at Sarah sitting there doing drugs and being like, I don't care about kids, you know, man? I'm too much of a druggie. When they have no idea where Tiffany's at, they couldn't come down here. I don't know why she's sniffing. God, dude, they're fucking, they can never all be happy, dude. They can't all be happy. Because either they're getting disconnected or something. Eventually, yeah, no drugs. But she doesn't get to lead it at all until way later. So why is she crying? Because she doesn't get to lead it all. Snowflake. She just wants to be a part of the end part. Why are you getting your money and stuff? Me too. You talking about Shelly or someone like that? Yeah, sort of, but it's not really Shelly. It's someone else. Okay, they're sticking up for Tiffany on the ground. They'll lose their job. Why? Because they're women? How many women has lost their job for either getting Tiffany in trouble or thinking Tiffany's guilty or sticking up for Tiffany? How many men? None. One. Yeah, he probably lost a job for sticking up for me too, man. And I used to love these with powdered sugar. Right, they're like, so just stay clean and sober. I mean, drink every once in a while, but stay clean and sober for just 1 more month and you'll have a clean hair follicle test for 6 months. And I'm all, what? Are you changing the law to where you can arrest me here at my mom's because of this fake video? Then why won't you just give me my money now? Because you don't want my son to get out of treatment and have a place to go, like me at my own apartment and a car? Somebody somewhere got fucking irritated this morning when I was thinking about asking my cousin if I could rent his car. Because if I drive it, they can't drive it up there. Mm-hmm. You gotta be careful because you can synergistically break your car way faster, like the vacuum. I was using Uncle Jim's vacuum on the ground. I know this won't make sense and it probably sounds crazy, but anyway. I was using my Uncle Jim's vacuum at his house and they were using it up here, but I can't explain to you, but it was facing the other way. So it was like the spinner thing was being forced backwards. And it overheated at the same time on both levels. You know, we wouldn't believe about synergy in the alternate universe until you see her copy $2 million in here. I mean, we do it all like, oh. Oh, the sunshine with pokes on it. Mm-mm. The UFC thing. I heard Joe Rogan talking about something, and I could hear it coming through the sound waves, and by the time it got to me, it was saying something different. Just imagine a picture over there looking like an eggplant, and you see it come towards you, and as it comes towards you, it turns into a purple Lamborghini. Imagine it be a 3-second move of a crime someone committed, and as it passes by you, all of a sudden you see your face in it, and you're like, wait, what the hell? Or your mom's or someone different. And it goes into your synapse shot. And you send up a signal flare like, oh my God, I didn't do that. But they don't know you didn't do that because they saw you do it too. And that's some fucked up shit. Right, it's not real, it's in a syndicate. Syndicate is a group of 5 people joined together either in a financial institution type of situation or in law enforcement or scallywags trying to get out of trouble. Or get their sentence reduced or whatever they do. Not necessarily. Right. Oh, Tiffany wasn't the rat tail and she wasn't the whistleblower. That was somebody else. Blaming Tiffany for something. Emily upstairs is blowing the whistle on that big drones thing on the other side. Because she could hear what they were saying through his phone too. Someone for his phone. That's what I mean. Like, I heard Emily and her son, like her son come in there and damn near beat her up and say, give me my fucking phone back. But in real life, Emily's would have never had her son's phone. In real life. She wasn't sitting there reading the text messages that I'm typing to someone else and stomping on the floor because too many people are paying attention and you're going to get made somewhere else or something different or look like a simp or whatever it was. She was my godmom up here. And I don't know if her name's really Emily. I think it was Wendy. Maybe. When I gave the earrings and stuff? Mm-hmm. Can't wait to get a car. I hope she still lives there. I hope she has. Sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Should we eat? Mm-hmm. Lassie? Yeah, they had me convinced at one point that I knew 5 people that killed someone. It's against my religion to tell on someone or testify against them. And that's one of the reasons why this is so annoying. And then some people that know stuff in my body or my brain stems want to testify against them. Like, they're for me, but they can't, and they won't do it for themselves either because they're too scared of the repercussions. Because that's how all this started, was what happened almost 3 years ago, when somebody saw something up here and said it happened in real life, and it said do a certain thing, and they didn't know which one of them did it, so they did this certain action, kill them in the game or whatever, to all 5 of them. But all 5 of them had heard from the grapevine that I'm the one that said to do that to the one person that did that, and they're like, how are you going to sit here and kill us in the game, and that's your boyfriend? I'm all, what? I don't have a boyfriend, and I'm not the one who did that to your unit of measure. I was the one down there sticking up for you guys. Kind of. Was that the spirulina cases that stuck clung to me in the bathroom, or was that shaved head gloves? Swing. You didn't use it. It is sad, because the only friends that I really have are the people that don't exist, and half the time they're too embarrassed to say they're even law enforcement because they were led to believe something different.
And it's like, all my program is my disability, but they don't know the whole story. You know what I'm saying? It's so shoot back spins. It's so unbelievably hard to believe. That it's just hard to believe. Back when I had a car, I would go with them to like get the pumpkins and their Christmas tree and stuff. Be involved in it a little bit. My daughter, Sal, Tony, they don't want me to be a mom because then they can't get my money anymore. I used to go with all the time. Right there sitting up here eating best friends with my fucking best friends living on his brand new house. Or old one or something. It's just so fucked up, man. Nothing. My best friend on is rich. Her husband's rich. They're rich together. They have a big mansion house. It's so fucked up, dude, because I hear them up here having fun and laughing and la la and laughing at different things or whatever, but they don't know they're in here. And they don't know that, like, what they say in front of the camera or whatever with the train driven or not, it does not fucking help Tiffany on the fucking ground. It just helps them over there get her money still. Because they're not saying Tiffany Browning on the ground is guilty or innocent. They're just saying if they're guilty or innocent in here. Which doesn't fucking matter because what they did in here isn't real. It's in here. So it's like, put them in fucking jail then. Okay, so what? So the next time I can come out and have a different fucking dude doing the same shit? And then the fucking females or whatever, the scandalous ones and the dudes too, they get fucking pissed off. They're like, we're gonna get you back, Tiffany versus Brownie. I fucking hate you, Tiffany. I'm like, dude, I'm not the one saying anything or hurting you, dude. It's someone else, dude. Someone different, probably. See, tarp. Made her hear the love you know what she was reading on her fucking Facebook and Snapchat voicemails that she got. Or whatever, and it might not even be the one on the ground. It might have been the one up here, man. Subliminally messaging herself to not like me or something different. That tongue is weird.
Yeah, but all the kids are sweeter or more scandalous up here than they are on the ground. They either have Yui with them or sit with. Not just kids, adults, teenagers, doesn't matter who they are. It's just right, teenage Ray up here, and then just sending her mom up down here on the ground to get her money up here. But she didn't know that I was sitting here by myself all the time because she thought I was the one over here kicking it. Like somebody else, like Taylor or Katrina or someone else that had a normal life sort of and didn't care about her kids that much. And here. Sarah, what that is it? Okay, here was Sarah with Jessica Pace / Lashon personality in it. Or Evil Force or whatever. But Jessica Pace is the arch nemesis. She's just a addictive, evil bitch, but I still love her. We're never friends. We're never friends, but she's just another fucking female who had to deal with abusive thought processes of somebody we all had a common bond with a long time ago. You know, she was the one up here wearing my body, doing inappropriate stuff I allowed to humiliate my Yui or whoever this was. Wherever even being me in here, whatever they were saying over there. Yeah, that's not me. I was not selling myself. I was not wearing somebody else's body, pretending to be cute, and like wooing anyone. I was on the ground saying, don't use my body illegally in my brain stems. I'm not doing virtuality porn. I'm not doing any of that, dude. I'm not that person. I didn't write that to Scott. Just some faggot thing or whatever. I wasn't me writing it. If it was, I was blacked out drunk and someone else was writing it or something. I seen it on my thing. I don't remember calling Trina either. Or calling Mandy a bitch saying call me. I just remember calling her and bawling. She didn't answer, but I was pretty faded. That's when I called Sean and them and asked to go to church with them the next day to pick me up. Because they're telling me that they're talking shit on my Facebook, and that's why I'm not getting my money that day. It's like, that was before Thanksgiving. They were supposed to give me my money. I wasn't on drugs, bitch. He was. Somebody else. Hello. Every time it comes out of paying Tiffany, they do whatever it takes to keep getting her money somewhere else. Up here or somewhere else, man. Or else to open up another zipper court case or another fucking Diss You Tiffany folder or whatever, because they're not even looking at this from like a professional perspective because it's so below their pay grade. Like they just don't even want to fuck with it, man. It's so complicated and annoying. And then when you think about like all these people were Tiffany's friends on the ground and they can't even tell if the people on the ground where I'm at actually feel the way that they make it look like they feel up here because they're already capped in illegally. Like Sal and Tony and my daughter and Rachel and everybody else. Like they can't even just like erase their brainstems and put a brand new helmet on and question them or whatever in their mind or pull them up here because it's so hardwired in because they're split brainstems with other people and keeping certain things alive, and it's just annoying. Now, they told me that whatever they did to me in Germany or whoever my UE member was, they split the brain stems a certain way that if I die on the ground, that like 3 or 4 other people die too. And maybe it's just up there, but either way, it's pretty scary when you see life force coming off your daughter and you're wondering if she would die if I died, or if someone else died, would they die? Would my son die? Would my mom die? Would my brother die? I don't know. I'm scared to take a struggle pill to find out. Yeah, but I mean, you don't. It's impossible for you to bleed straight blood out of your pee hole. They say guys can't out of your urethra or whatever, but I do have a guy attached to me with like no kidneys left sometimes. And we both bled out of our pee hole, straight blood. Right? Whoop. And people up here bled it too. And they said they knew it was pee blood because they had, feminine situation in there. So it wasn't from there, it was from the peel. Drone pot? Oh. LL stands for Loyalist 7. So my name is 7. So LL is Loyalist 7, but when you go like this, Illuminati. And this is like a crown of it, and then this is broken wings, because this is one side, and this is a different side, sort of. And that's good wings. Crescent straight. And you go like this, and it signifies something different being flipped over when it's done and it's perfect, but it probably will never be perfect. And then this is go to church, pray at the steeple, and if you're lucky, you'll get to pray with lots of people. And it is the Illuminati symbol with a little pyramid on top. On the brimstone. Too much blue glove power. That's federal, Able Federal. When he came down here, I looked down and my arms were blue up to my shoulders. My elbows. And I gave him my SIM code and told him to meet me out front, meaning come down 3 more levels and send my body to split screen and see my level and yours, that I'm not this person that you think I am, because he'll be like, yeah, Timmy's cool, or there'll be one long run sentence, and then maybe not him per se, but then they come around and see who I am, or maybe they saw somebody else be like, oh, if you be, you know what I'm saying? Because certain people make me look like I'm the mean person doing what they do to hurt other people in here, or whatever doesn't go bad, or maybe they're just scared of that chapter. But anyway, but he never did, and he came down with a bunch of electricity, and I was passed out, sort of. Then he took my 2 chest pieces, which I never even know if the chest pieces were good or not. I just know he pushed me over on the ground. The pinball, it looked like a pinball, the game pinball. Pin, like marble metal, came down through one dimension, boom, boom, into my chest, and I saw it go through 2 layers of skin in a vision, sort of, but I felt it hurt my chest, and then go up back into here. Someone else. My brain's not like someone else. So I mean, like, I don't even know if the charges they try to pin on people up here are real charges on the ground, or if they're just ones they're doing up here. Yeah, but a poem to live life by is how I've lived my whole life. Like, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Forgive everyone. Like, pour hot, heaping coals on their head. That means if somebody's mean to you, just be nice. Just forgive them. Like, clearly they have issues, they have problems. Like, it's not their fault. Like, you make excuses for people, and it is a habitual way to live, and it has caused me some problems because I'm afraid for rejection. So I'd rather just be super nice to somebody so they can't be mean to me, because I get my feelings hurt super easy. And when Israel came here, it was not me saying that out of my mouth, and it was annoying. And it was annoying when I was sitting in the schizo clinic and they said out of my mouth, I don't want to go to prison for the 3 things they said that these men did up here on my chain. That they really already been in prison for them. Or were currently in prison for them. And I was not their girlfriend. Yeah, but the thing is that whatever these charges were men's charges. Okay, so what happened was they took the man's charge and they turned the man into a different man. So his kid, his wife, his family, they all turned into different fucking people that had to relive whatever the fuck happened in that situation. So now there's a different guy with a different abused child with a different fucking wife, and they're all like, my kids were never hurt. What the fuck, man? I didn't just do that. And it keeps going around and around and around and around and around. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here getting beat the fuck up down here, she's saying, because they're pulling me up from over there to beat my ass for calling me a rat tail, and all of us are getting beat up here. Calling CPS on that one because it looks like that person is beating their kid, man. Or walking around naked. It's just freaking ridiculous, man. Because when you're a UE member, a certain helmet exists to where you have some brain stems and a power source, and you have synergy, and so whatever happens to you on the ground will happen to them, or whatever happens to them in here will happen to them. But whoever did it to you, they don't see who did it to you on the ground or who did it to you on line one. They see whoever did it to them. Who was like, right. So if I sit here and play patty cake, baker's man with Robbie, whoever's on my head, which is probably Elijah, whoever's on Robbie's head was probably Twan or somebody else, maybe Summer, they're going to be playing patty cake. And then other people are going to be playing patty cake. And other people are going to be playing patty cake. But if I bitch slap my brother and it hurts, then it's traumatizing. And then it comes up on a timeline as a synapse shot of fear or pain. And in love things do it too. Or bonding moments, like when you give somebody a real hug or whatever and you just like love them. Those kinds of things come up as dream book and nightmare book inserts in your synapse shot. Right, like on my birthday when my mom read me that card. No, she just handed me a beautiful card, and like it was just me and my mom here on my birthday and my cake. You know, I mean, my daughter wasn't here, my son wasn't here. It's just fucked up, man. Because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't hurt no one. I didn't fill out those fucking reports. I'm not that guy's girlfriend. I was not sticking up for him. He did not hurt my fucking family. My family is not that bitch's fucking family, man. Certain cases, when you're pinging off someone on the ground, you're not allowed to play the game or do alternate community service or nothing because your sins are not forgivable by the judicial system or the cardinal sin side, even. So if they're attached to them, they'll try to turn them into someone else so that they can do their alternate community service and not paying off that person or whatever it is, get themselves money or whatever it is. No, it's not murder stuff either necessarily. Maybe. Here's my purposeful, on purpose murder probably too, but we're talking about the stuff you can't expunge. Cardinal sins. Right. Stuff that would get you protective custodied up because everyone in prison would want to kill you for what you did. Correct. And none of those. And that's where they get to Tiffany. Rachel does not love you, Tiffany. She's just being a bitch. That's my best friend, the voice girl in the background with video. Didn't they just say you had white fingernail polish and blue hair though? Yeah, but you guys don't understand how many times I've heard people that are claiming to be DEA top dogs or FBI people coming down here and saying stuff like, you'll never have to worry about money ever again, or we got your back, or the radio guy that like talks out loud to all the people, the guy that flies a plane or whatever it is called, sticking up for Tiffany Brooks Browning. Irregardless, if you're looking at a different one, the point is they're saying my name out loud in a good way, sticking up for me. They're coming out of down here and talking out of my mouth about good things my way and in my head, inner ear, outer ear, and in my brain stems. Good way. No matter who you are, or to finding you on the ground and whoever you are in here, you're never gonna have to worry about money again, or ever have to run out the back door for whatever the fuck those motherfuckers did. That was not to your family either. Didn't know that. Besides setting my son up right. My family was never in harm's way. They were never around these people that did drugs. They may or may not have met certain person once because he was nice and helped them move. That's fingerprint. Stuff on your fingers. On my body, right? I don't know. It's laying what's up. Yeah, but then they get away with whatever they're doing to set you up for your money, huh? Home to live life by. Live for tomorrow, never today. Give unto others if they ask you to pay. Pull the sun from inside with all of your might and shine onto others with the glorious light, for there is nothing like sharing the gift of love that was sent from the ones in heavens above. Give to those who love and never forsake you. Only then will you see where honor can take you. Real friendship, happiness, and love will never come to be until truth, respect, and honor are the keys to set you free your dignity on it. Once this is done, you will start to comprehend that what you do comes back to you until the very end. So throw away your anger and break down your wall of pride, and give the world the greatest gift which you have kept inside. Heal a broken heart, put a smile on someone's face, where the feeling that someone truly cares can never be erased. And the two front lines were changed because it's already in the syndicate under a different video. The right way. And it was copywritten and patented a couple years back, a long time ago actually. I wrote it when I was pregnant with my son. In a book of poetry somewhere. In one poetry contest. When I was at PCTR. That's one created at school or whatever anyway. Yeah, I broke up with my son's dad for calling me a bitch. And screaming in my face while I had my baby in my arms. I ain't doing it, not raising my fucking kid around somebody like that. You know what I mean? It's not a good environment, it's not healthy. And he's a good person. It's just the way I felt back then. It's the way I feel now. I mean, how would you feel though? Like they like question like if you're safe to be around like your friends or whatever because they bred weird shit or they're just adding it up in their head. Like she called us and said she was worried about somebody accusing her of killing someone or something murder related. That didn't make sense to us. Like she sounds psycho, crazy. I'm like, So why did they ask for any weapons then? And why did she say vitiligo, schizophrenia in the ambulance? Because that's what I was scared of. That was like solidifying why I was screaming out there, "Mommy, please don't let them take me," because they said Tall Skinny Tiffany in Portland. I don't know where they said this happened at, but anyway, they listed it with the typewriter in the sky as Tiffany Brooks Browning and the syndicate threw a gun away. Which made her an accessory to something. It could have been a robbery, it could have been a murder, it could have been something different. Suicide. Or anything else either. Getting caught in the act of something and you're shooting somebody or something. Murder. your ears turn in sometimes what you think you're hearing into what you want to hear, like, or you're scared of hearing. Yeah, sort of. That smells good. Smells good. Was that cold or what? You guys eat? Yeah. We have powdered sugar on it. It's kind of sweet, but it's good though. Strawberries and cream, good too. Whatever fruit you like. Blueberries probably good. I don't like blueberries because it's silent night, lonely night. Lights on the proclaim and then stands for mastermind, which is the opposite side of master manipulator stuff. Christianity on it. Universal Illuminati Echelon Alpha to the Omega. I think with shields and sidewinders that may or may not have a GoPro attached from a different country. That leads into artificial echelon intelligence, other universe, which is Savior program. It's supposed to get me off this mark of the beast that I got. And it's not necessarily that I'll be up there and be able to hear myself laughing or talking or anything like I hear Rachel and Marilee, but it should get me to the point where they don't have to stick up for me 24/7 and I can have a normal life or a little bit better of a normal life. Because I can have feelings or people in my body that are nervous or scared, and I can't hear why, because I can't hear their thoughts. I can only hear when people talk to me. It's probably people that are in trouble. Well, can talk to me, and then there's a few angel people that can, but I can't hear. Like if my son was in here, I wouldn't be able to hear what he's saying, and he would never be able to talk to me because he's in my bloodline. But I did hear him screaming, "Mom! Mom!" at the top of his lungs yesterday. I don't know, the only thing I could think of is when I was pissed at that bridge on 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I took a dull razor and I was scratching my wrist. I wasn't planning on committing suicide at all. I was just cutting it like a cutter angle. And they were saying some of the different people's names out of my mouth that were responsible for why I hated them. And then I thought that I was going to turn myself, or maybe I was going to get shot or something. Maybe they were talking to someone else that they thought was me, doing something wrong or something different, and me disqualified or whatever. Right. And that's why it's so sucky for me, because back then I crisscross applesauce my eyes, right? And it's just like a whole bunch of times, and it has something to do with echelon eye stems and sidewinders, but the problem is it mixed brain stems and power sources and lifelines up. So like when I hear my son screaming, "Mom," right? So it's screaming through my ears and into someone else's ears who can hear it too, but they can't see what they're looking at because it basically zigzagged all the stuff up on my side attached to my brainstem earphone in like the worst way possible. Like I'm not supposed to have what I have going on in my eyes or whatever at all. It's not. It's supposed to be a computer. But they didn't know that I wasn't already up here. because they'd never seen a drone send somebody by to their eyes before and scan them in off of someone on the ground and see them and see me instead. Something like that. Yeah, but then I saw starved and almost died, and foreign countries has to keep me alive. And them too. It's like down arrow slash anchor. There's the demon horse face. It's abuse over there. So it looks like I'm here over again, yeah, but they can't get out of that guy's eyes, and he's not watching porn up here. He's watching it on the ground, I think. Unless that's just what they do on purpose. He said, I'm subliminally visiting Sal, tell you to go home in here. But he doesn't know on the ground what I'm saying. No, I don't hear what they're saying. A lot of what you're hearing is not people on the ground. It's not FBI listening or DEA either. It's the people who've been in here playing the game for a long time. Yeah, you need to read that article I was reading on the FBI thing about when we were infiltrated through a Chinese, what do you call it, hacker system or something. And the same way people are that. I don't know. Yeah, but Anthony sees know how to backdoor cell phone because he used to work at a cell phone company and his knowledge goes up there too. Now once you figure out how to make a drone, a bot or whatever it's called, or a troll, or a never ending algorithm of F you pay me or something, just it's that. I don't know, it's like a spiral of some sparkly, but it looked like ice cream and a snake slash scarf at the same time. Heave ho. The Sean Clumpet that married not again and got in trouble in Arizona or Portland. He died in a motorcycle accident. Is Katrina Hayward's brother, or was, right? He's the one that was behind the computer on Bamboo Day that I thought turned the room of dogs against me, and he's the one that called me a nose picker / porn star. And they were doing whatever you're saying up here. And Matt Tessie knows about it. I already told them that, but this is going to Arizona, so I'm just letting them know that the reason why I contacted Arizona, besides book, only this book, Buck he's a beautiful human being. I think he died, but anyway, he was my best friend. He was a robber in the past, but he got out of prison with a different outlook on life, and he did have to steal to survive, but he always paid his own way with everyone, and he's just a good, respectful dude in real life. But anyway, I am not on drugs. I think I said this already. Almost 5 months clean sober in the hair strand follicle test. Okay, and then there's Amy Young, who lives in Arizona, and then there was Katrina Hayward, who lived in Arizona too. And I think that's it. But this game came from the Sean Combs computer / Bo, who also lived in Arizona, from way before that. Like in 2019, I think, or 2020 maybe, is when I got my apartment when Sal worked in Portland, Oregon, Kenneth Allen, and they came there and stole my phone. And then that's when they told me to be the administrative assistant, blah, blah, blah. He's a master manipulator anyway. I'd never been in trouble before, and I think they entered me into the computer system as something to help them do their alternate commute service, or it was just Anthony Cia's backdoor cell phone with the cell phone and somehow got my brainstem codes connected to whatever it was up here. So he could spy on me or something. But I really did hear Anthony yell through my phone back then when he was in Arizona, "Hey!" when I kissed this Asian Crip guy named Nando, and Nando heard it too. And I didn't have service on my phone. So they were either watching me from up here or watching me through my phone that was not facing us. I don't think. It might have been facing us, actually. And I did too see Anthony Cia's on his phone watching through Katrina Hayward's phone at work through her camera phone. And I guess that's a normal thing if you have it hooked up, but anyway. We don't want Anthony to lose his job. He's just a douchebag. And you guys are too directly related to Portland. An Anton Ide situation with a Jubal on it, and a Jean-Pierre, and a Mary Carlos, and a Bootsy going to prison. I'm not the one who made that phone call. I did not tell on that person at all. And Will going to prison because Anthony told on him with Sarah, which was really a just caprice guy up here playing both sides of the fence. And Amanda Tessie is the one in Portland / Vancouver now. There was a Sean Clemens' best friend back then who also knew about the porn part, and she's the one with virtual reality. My brother Summer and my sister Robbie both know about what's going on too, and I have several other witnesses that know what's going on. Will you guys please help me financially get a car so I can see my daughter on Christmas morning? And then drive back home sad, and then see her again at her grandparents' house for Christmas dinner, where I'll bring Russ a nice present. Which, by the way, Russ is CIA up here, and Sylvia Faye's FBI up here. And they don't like the fact that you chose a bunch of drug addicts, current drug addicts, over me on the ground to protect, or a porn industry, or me, when I'm the one that they did this to from the drone, which was number 2's people's drone, who was supposed to be protected under whatever it is because of how much money I have up here. My son's getting out of he said he was in jail and he went to, I don't know, it's like, it's not drug court, but it's like a drug, it's a facility where you go and you stay off drugs, and I don't know if they try to help you get your life together for a month or what. I don't really know what it is, but anyways, he said he's going there for about a month or so. And I would really, really like to be able to have a place, and at the very least a car, but a place of my own, not here with my mom, for him to stay at, so he's not homeless, making the same mistakes. I'm on disability. I got on disability because you guys, not necessarily you, or not necessarily them, whoever it is, made me disabled, and you won't disconnect from me. You won't disconnect my eyes. You won't disconnect my brain stems. You won't stop living out 3 different lifelines through me, which right now it's blue, red, and yellow. And heat eye stem codes is the lifelines that Arizona has. And it was to Arizona people. They got me back in the Red Devil Boy voice situation when you guys told me from Arizona that someone hurt my family up there and made me steal my mom's car to go check on her over there where she lives and has since she was 7, to prove you innocent. Never once did you say that I was going to get in trouble for anything you guys let happen up here until it was time to pay me. So please do your job. I'm a good fucking person. I've never been in trouble, and I'm a billionaire. Or they are up here billionaires, and I'm a millionaire right here on the ground. I do have foreign nation friends. They're just embarrassed to say that even though I am on the ground, even though it's like the anomaly situation where there's not another human being on the ground like Tiffany at all. Not that it's a cool thing necessarily at all. It's just privacy invasion kind of, but it did make a lot of money. And I'm pretty sure, Sleeping Bear, you were the one that said that I was feeding your table 2.5 years ago from the ground with UE members on one side and syndicates on the other side. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, you guys did too. Let them talk shit on my Facebook. I have 3 other Facebooks: Tiffany Browning, Tiffany Ciaz, T Bunny, and a different Tiffany, and probably a different Tiffany Browning, and then however many you have up here, just to temporarily get away with what you were doing. I never dated Anthony Ciaz. I was his best friend, and it wasn't even necessarily by choice. It's because I didn't know anybody else, and he wouldn't let me be friends with anybody else. He wouldn't let me get a boyfriend. He wouldn't let me do nothing. He was treating me like a jealous, psychopathic boyfriend that wasn't my boyfriend. He didn't even live at my house. He controlled the front room, which was the living room, which is where he would bring his girls or whoever to come and smoke or do whatever they would do in the front room. And Trista, which I'm pretty sure somebody paid them too over here, Taylor department. But anyway, will you guys please collectively help me in real life? I mean, it's on the second IC3 that I sent as an attachment to the first one to Arizona FBI. It's got my Chase account on it. In the last 5 months, no drugs at all, just drinking a couple times. I've sat here. I haven't done nothing in the last 5 months except go to EMS a few times, where I also sit there working. And I also work in my brainstorms while we're driving and she's doing Uber or whatever it's called. 18 hours a day for almost 5 months straight since my birthday, basically, which was July 3rd, which was the last time I messed up. I don't know if I said this already, but because I was begging them to give me money for my birthday to go see my daughter or do anything else productive because they blocked me from talking to my friend. So we're friends that don't do drugs, whatever, but they wouldn't. So anyway, I messed up on my birthday because the only people who would come pick me up were people who do drugs. So, anyways, other than that, I'm the only one out of everybody you're connected to that decided not to have sex anymore because I'm not married, leading by example because of what the fuck happens up here or what it looks like to other people. Because some bad stuff has happened up here, accusations thereof, hurting a lot of people, not to mention spreading germs around or whatever. And I'm still the only one that knows about it and how it works, except you guys up here. And whoever may or may not have actually grasped it, like in the DEA or wherever else that I sent this to, videos. And I've made 20 or so internet complaint forms, 16 DEA tips from different states, in different states. I've contacted internal affairs, the FTC. I've contacted all the judges in Washington State, and I've filed police reports and sent emails to the sheriff's office in Vancouver and Portland. I called Portland to do a over the phone police report, but they didn't call me back. I did call Secret Service. I was like, I heard you guys are my dating partners, and they're like, and hung up. Which I thought that was like, yeah, talk about it, right? I filled out Interpol reports with no wink. I was the first one to file a fucking Interpol report about how we solve cases and how we can put the bodies on, and we can read the minds of whoever with the erased brainstem or however we're saying. I was the first one to talk about our world up here being virtual up here and how normal people cannot see the drone. They cannot see what you're saying. They don't know about the virtual world up here, collecting information all over the United States, working collectively with other nations to keep the peace in the Middle East or whatever. It is illegal here. Most of it. That part is. The brain infiltration system, like whatever they can do, it is illegal here. A lot of it. So, but I was the first one to write Interpol about it and say that I thought they killed my friend's kid and that they killed Buddy the dog from the sky because Johnny Cuppy's dog died from the sky, and Johnny Cuppy's dog was a schizophrenic dog because it had people in its brainstem that didn't like Tiffany or whoever was on her head. So every time the dog would see me, it would be the people on the dog's head making the dog like pissed off at who's on my head, and it would try to bite me. And you guys killed a dog from the sky. And then Johnny Cuppy came to the apartment when I was there getting my stuff. When the dog died, I just seen him right before that. He went under the couch, comes in there and says, "Did you kill my dog, bitch?" I was like, "What? No, it's under the couch, man." And then he comes back in the room. He's all, boom! And he just shots my nose. Boom. Blood everywhere. Fractured my nose. This dog was dead, man. And the dog was just alive like 20 minutes before that. So I reported that availability to Interpol, and then I also contacted London and foreign nations in the echelon, but on the ground with the same report. And you can either look at me like I'm crazy, or you can look at me like you're having my back now, or you can look at me like you're about to get in big trouble. But one way or the other, I'm going to get my money, whether somebody I know takes your job, or you just get fired. Whoever you are and aren't that knows they're supposed to pay me or help me. Okay? Because we're going to retire early. That was said through my brainstems because of me, or else I wouldn't have heard it. And that's a combination of people, sort of. I guess we're not going to say who those people are, but anyways. Russell Fay was in the military. He was in the Air Force. And Sylvia Fay, I believe, has her bachelor's in social science or whatever it is. And I don't know if she actually works for the FBI or not, but she's smart enough to, I think. And those are Sal Cortez's parents, who is the dad to my daughter, who got a report from his his niece, that I did not fill out, and neither did anybody else on the ground, about whatever it is that you guys allowed to happen from Arizona to Portland, up here in an alternate dimension, and are saying that those reports or whatever close CPS file in Vancouver or Portland or whatever, and they won't send me the reports because they know they're bullshit. But yeah, you guys keep watching this stupid shit up here that's not real when I've already been brain mapped and they know I'm innocent, and then still saying my name because my name's on that guy that's being paid to do that to me or make it look like that's happening in real life or happened in the past when it didn't. So please help me financially so that I can be a good mom and you can not go to prison or go to hell up here. And if whoever you are doesn't pay me in real life, then I am pressing charges on you for abuse of power in the Internal Affairs Department. So to speak. Love you.